If you want to learn how to do makeup and you don't know where to start and you're a beginner, keep watching this video. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to achieve this soft glam everyday makeup look using just drugstore products. The first thing I'm going to use is my primer, so I'm going to use the E.L.F. Power Grip. Essentially, you just really want to put this in your T-zone if you have oily skin, but it's also nice to put primer because it primes your skin before makeup. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to carve my brows. I'm going to make a video on how I do my ombre brows in a separate one so you guys can go and watch that. What you're going to need is a fine angled tip brush. I'm just going to add a bit of the concealer onto the back of my hand, and I'm just going to go right underneath my brow and carve it. Once you've done that, you just want to put the concealer all over your eyelid. Now that we're done with that, I'm going to go in with a fluffy angled brush. Now this one's fluffy and dense, so it's good for blending. And you just want to blend like this. You could use a beauty blender, but beauty blenders take up a lot of product. A key stage to making your base look amazing is make sure you're blending everything really well. You don't want to rush it. And I promise you guys, like, once you guys get the hang of makeup, it's gonna be so fun. Like, it's literally gonna be therapy. For a concealer, if you want like a brightening effect, like that soft glam brightening, go with a concealer that's 3 to 4 shades lighter. And if you just want a concealer just to conceal your under eyes, nothing too bright, just go 2 shades lighter. This is my foundation and this is my concealer. You guys see how it's like 3 shades lighter than my foundation? And then your contour, your bronzer should be like 3 shades darker. I tried so many foundations. I tried NYX, Infallible, E.L.F, and the best one for me that is literally a dupe for the NARS foundation is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Normal to Oily foundation. Now this is so good. Medium coverage, but it still gives you that really nice coverage, and it applies really nicely, and it's pretty thick. So we're just gonna put our foundation all over our face. We're just gonna get a flat rounded tip brush, and then you want to carve out the top of your brows using foundation. Put some in the middle as well. You can then just apply your foundation all over your face. When I put my foundation here and then I put my concealer over it, it gets really patchy, and then when I put my powder over it, it looks so cakey. So in order to reduce the look of cakiness, we want to put less product on our under eyes so we don't get that cakiness and patchiness. You just want to apply until like here. Now I'm using a flat bubble foundation brush to buff out all of my foundation, but you can also use a beauty blender. Now that we applied the foundation evenly all over my face, we're gonna go in with a beauty blender just to smooth everything out, make sure there are no streaks, and give it that airbrushed look. I like doing this extra step to blend the foundation seamlessly and evenly into my skin for a flawless skin-like finish. For this area, I'm gonna go in with an angled brush and just blend. So now that our base is slowly getting together, we're gonna go in with our bronzer. Now I don't like using contour because in the wrong lighting, at the wrong time, like the wrong place, your face is not gonna look chiseled. Like, sucks to suck. So I just use bronzer to add warmth back into my face. The 2 products that I use for bronzer are actually concealers. So you can't even see the tag on it anymore because this is so old. This is from Maybelline, I'm pretty sure. It's in the shade 55 Hazelnut. And then I also use the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Full Wear Concealer in the shade 415 Honey. So I use these 2 shades as my bronzer. So basically I put this on my cheekbones, my forehead, and my eyelids. So I put it here. It's gonna give a really natural, nice warmth, which I really love. So once I put that, I apply a little bit more with this one just because it's warmer. Once we're all good, I'm gonna go and blend. This is the E.L.F. contouring brush, by the way, and I love this brush so much. Did you guys see how like just natural and warm it blended? Like, oh my goodness, it's so good. Do you guys see like how it's all coming together? I love this so much. I need to go to the store and get a darker fucking concealer because my bronzing shade is the same as my foundation right now. Maybe I could use this other drugstore one. So this is what bronzer does, guys. I just put this other drugstore bronzer on my face. This is the Pacifica Sun Dreams Bronze. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with blush. So the blushes that I recommend from the drugstore is the E.L.F. Camo Liquid Blushes. This is in the shade Pinky Promise, and this is in the shade Coming in Hot Pink. I'm doing the under blush technique where I use a liquid blush first, then go on top with concealer to create a very natural diffused ombre blush effect, as well as a base to add my powdered blush so it lasts all day. Obviously I put a little bit too much on the side, but that's okay. We're going to cover it up with concealer. We're just going to apply it in a rectangle like this. Put it up just like that. A little bit on my chin. And then I like bringing my concealer down just a little bit, putting some on top of my lip. And then I'm just going to apply a little bit more just to brighten it just a little bit more. So what I did was I just went over again with a beauty blender just to smooth everything out again and add a little bit more just for that added brightness. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set with our loose powder. For your loose powder, you're going to need a powder puff. Drugstore wise, there's actually a lot of good loose powders in my opinion. But the best is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Fair Light. And what you want to do is you want to put it in the loose powder. Make sure you load it up. We're not going to bake, we're going to set. Because baking only brightens your skin. And then when you set in with a loose powder, it like lasts. I used to bake, but then I don't anymore. Because like when I baked, it got so cakey. And I learned that when you set, it still gives that like subtle brightening effect and makes your under eye last longer. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just patting under my eyes, making sure there's no creasing. And I'm gonna look up and then make sure that this is finally tapped into my hand so it's not a lot. And I'm just going to powder my under eye. Do you guys see like the matte on this side? This loose powder is literally a dupe for the Huda Beauty one. I don't care. It's like a really affordable one too. And we're gonna tap it into our skin. I'm just setting all over the areas where I get really oily. So I would like love that matte look. For like a soft glam look, you want it to be matte. And what I'm doing is I'm just doing my eye. And then lastly, we're going to do my forehead. So I'm just gonna do this just to brighten my nose a little bit. Now that we just set my entire face, my face looks super washed out. So what do? We bring it back. So I use powder bronzer to add the warmth back to my face. Some I'd really recommend would be the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. These are the OGs. Like if you know about these, bitch, you were an OG. Like these were literally trending like COVID times and even before that too. And they smell so fucking good. Like I literally love this smell. But another I recommend is the Revolution Mega Bronzer. This is in the shade Too Warm. This is so big. It was like $5. It is huge. And then I use this one sometimes as well. This is the Infallible 24-Hour Freshwear Foundation in a powder. This is in the shade 355 Sienna. And since this is a powder foundation, it's the most pigmented out of all of these. And it's like a really warm. I'm going to test out which one I should use. That's too dark. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Freshwear Foundation because this one is so pigmented, yet it's just, it blends really nicely as well. And I'm just going to apply this onto the places where I already put it and just go over it like so. Let me just brush this off. I'm going to add contour onto my nose. So for nose contour, I just put it on the underside of my nose to add shadow, and then bring it up the sides and then around the top, and I get to a line lines on my nose, and then I like connecting it to my brows up here. And then you could just blend it out. You need a fluffy brush to do that. Okay, so now that we're done with my nose contour, it's looking good. Next thing we're gonna go in is with blush. I layer a bunch of blushes. The blushes that are literally my holy grail, I use this in my actual makeup routine, are these blushes. I layer all 3 of these blushes. These are the Revlon powder blushes, and it's like a really silky formula for buildable color, so it's not that pigmented. This one is the Infallible 24-hour Freshwear blush, and it has a soft matte finish. It's waterproof, and this is in the shade Confident Pink. I get a dense brush, tap the excess off, and I apply the Infallible one first, and I just put this on so it has a nice base. Let's do the other side as well, like that. So fucking pretty. And then we're gonna go in with the Coral Pink blush, and we're going to apply that as well. And I like going crazy on this one because it's not like a crazy pink. I love blush. It just adds so much to the face. And then for the Tickled Pink, I'm just gonna put a little bit just as like the finishing blush color, just like that. So just a little bit. Nice. Bitch is looking so fucking good. So now we're gonna go in with highlighter. So my face looks a little bit blank, so we're gonna go in with highlighter. The best highlighter that, once again, I use in my normal makeup routine is the Milani. I'm just going to get a small tiny flat brush and just apply it right by the tip of my nose so it lifts it up. And then we're going to apply some in my inner corners of my eye. Let me put a little bit more, and then I just put a little bit right thing and just like tap it off, and I just put it on the bridge of my nose. So it looks like that. I'm going to clean off my lips. So this is what the base looks like just from drugstore makeup. And now we're just gonna go in with my setting spray. So this is the fucking setting spray. I always fucking say this. This is the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray from Patrick Starr. And bitch, this setting spray, I don't care. This is my ride or die. I will never ever use something other than this because this is so fucking good. And I'm just going to boom. Woo! It is so strong smelling, it's ridiculous. But after you've done that, then we can apply the lashes. These are my SHEIN lashes. I have a SHEIN lash video. This one is my favorite pair. I'll link it in the video and in the description if you guys want the exact same lashes. The lash glue that I'm using is from the drugstore. It's the Duo Brush On Adhesive with vitamins. When you're applying lashes, you just want to make sure that the glue turns clear. Like, you see how this one's getting clear? That's how you know it's tacky, because your lashes won't stick if it's still blue. Like, let it get tacky first. I like applying glue to my lash as well as my eyelid so it doesn't come off. My light died! Oh no. It's fine. Like, do you see how easy it just stuck? Oh my god, I look so scary now because I don't have my fucking lighting. Shit. I need to... Okay, I'm gonna get my fucking ring light because, like, the ass lighting is really not giving right now. Okay. Okay. So I think that is good. Now, this is really optional, but I love using eyeliner and putting like big beauty marks. I put 3 all over my face. I put 1 there, and I put 1 on this side, and I put 1, I'll put it right here. I love doing this because it just adds to like the soft glam. And it just like looks like just like cute little you know? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna take some pictures and then I'm gonna be right back. Alright guys, so this is the final makeup look. I really love how it turned out. The base and everything looks so good together. The blush, the bronzer. When you're doing your makeup, don't be scared to try things. There's no rules in makeup. There is absolutely no rules. Everyone does their makeup differently. This is just a tutorial on how I do my makeup and how I get this look and the products that I use to get this look. Don't feel discouraged if your base doesn't look flawless the first time. It probably took me months to get to where I am today, to the point where I could do makeup with any makeup products, high-end or even drugstore. You don't need to spend all of your money on high-end products to get a look that is so beautiful and elegant. You can literally just use drugstore products. In my usual makeup routine, I still use drugstore products because they are so good. Don't think that just because it's drugstore it's not good. I promise you it is, and it's a great way to start and learn. So like, go all out. I hope you guys learned something from this. I'm going to be making so much more videos in the future, tutorials, reviews, and really just anything makeup wise. So I hope you guys try this makeup tutorial. Let me know how you guys like it. If you have any questions, you guys can DM me on my socials. I'll see you guys next time in my next video. Bye.